Welcome, everybody, to the Lunacy Podcast. I'm Tony. I'm here with Dave and Dave. We're also joined by two guests today. First guest is Nels, our buddy Nels from high school. Say hi to the people, Nels.
Hello, people.
All right. And after a long overdue,
Highly anticipated.
it is our friend Johnny Drewski, who's going to be here talking about Germany soccer. Right, Johnny?
Not yet. We got United, but thanks for the invite.
All right.
Because I've never been invited before, so.
You got the roster all set in your head so you can tell us?
Low
break down.
Low
Every
doesn't have it
position.
set yet, so no. There's
Every
nothing set.
position, your recommended starter.
No.
So get ready for that.
Not yet. We don't have that much time.
Not today.
We are here doing a special Memorial Day podcast from my garage. I'm having a little get together, a little barbecue, invite all the friends up. So we decided, what the hell? Johnny's going to be here, so let's do a podcast so we can get him on the podcast. And he's going to have lacrosse today, thank God. So we're having the podcast out in my garage again. It is a hot one out here. We're all drinking some local beers, except for Johnny.
Of course.
I'm drinking the Surly Hop Shifter IPA, which is a fantastic beer. Dave Sterling has the Surly Extra Citra, another great beer. Dave Stevens has the Hell Lager from Surly. Nels has the Mango Lift Bridge Blonde, right, Nels?
Indeed.
And that is fantastic.
Oh, it's delicious.
Delicious. Good for a hot day. Johnny, what do you have?
I have Bitburger.
He has Bitburger, ladies and
Your
gentlemen.
proud sponsor of the German national
Proud
team.
sponsor of the German national team. I was out buying beers the other day, and I decided I had to get him a 4-pack just because he was coming up here. So
Thank you.
well, let's get into it. We've had two games since our last podcast. The first game was against Sporting Kansas City. And Dave, you thought that we were going to get our butts kicked in that one. And we tied them up 1-1.
Did I say that we were going to get our butts kicked?
I think you said it was
I
going to be.
feel like that's a
it was gonna-
misinterpretation.
It was going to get it was going to be a tough game.
Yes,
tough
it
game.
was.
Tough game.
No, I thought we were going to get beat.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured it'd be probably 3 goals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, a 1-1 draw is pretty fantastic.
It was a very incredible game from them. I mean, they stopped. Their defense was on point. They actually scored a goal against them. I mean, it was a fantastic game all around for them. And to get out there with a draw, I mean, you can't ask anything more for that from KC. So,
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that I would complain about, because I find something to complain about.
You always
every
do.
podcast. It would be that Bobby Shuttleworth, for as fantastic of a goalie as he is, is terrible at distribution.
you're right. You're right.
I
About
mean, he had at least 4 goal kicks that he put out of bounds. And he had a couple where he passed into danger.
that. Yes.
And it's just, it never seems like it goes where he wants it to go.
Every
Or
time,
maybe he does want it to go there and it's just a bad decision. I don't know.
every time I see him throw the ball, do a little pass, hand pass, I'm waiting for some opposing player to jump in front and score a goal because I swear every time he does it,
Yeah.
it's in a bad position.
Yeah, I kind of expect that somebody's going to like respawn right in front of him every single time. But,
But if it
you know, I
wasn't-
mean, he got out of it. He didn't have any
Yeah,
major issues. Calvo had a really pretty solid game.
he did.
And, I mean, I don't remember, how many shots did we give up on that? Yeah, 24 shots.
It was a lot to a little.
Yeah, that's a hefty,
Yeah.
good old MLS.
Yeah.
That was a hefty amount of shots. Not quite as bad as the 29 the previous game.
Yeah, the 29 previous game was terrible.
But, you know, the reality is that's how you should play teams better than you. Park the bus, let them
Yeah.
take all the shots they want, try to score on a counter. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we took 2 points from a rival. We took 2 points from someone in the Western Conference.
Yep.
We got ourselves a point, which helped us overall in the standings. So, yeah, you can't really complain too much about it.
And who scored our goal for us?
I actually forgot. Who
It
did?
was Quintana.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It bounced.
It was the little. It was the bounce off of the goalie and then back to him, and then he hit in there.
It's the heat, I swear.
And
Because
it's
as soon as you asked me that question, I was like, I
Yeah,
cannot
heat stroke.
remember. Yeah, it might be.
Have another beer.
And for the first time, we had 2 offsides called against us that were legit.
Yes,
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that could have been-
that is true. The Ramirez goal that was called back was
Because you
definitely-
texted me and said, you texted us and said, yeah, yes, it was definitely. And then the one before
Yeah.
that, it was also.
And I mean, from my view, I mean, it looked like it was on.
Yeah.
But you know,
I
so
didn't
the
even get
whole-
up. I didn't even stand up and clap because I knew it was called back.
I stood up, and all of a sudden, they were good with the timing of the flag. It went up pretty quickly. So,
But
a lot of people around me cheered.
back to Quintero. I mean, we've been talking about this guy for the past how many podcasts now, and he's been everything we wanted and then some, right?
Right.
I mean, the guy is what we needed on this team,
He was or is,
and he has opened it up for everybody. He's opened it up for Ibarra. He's opened up for Ramirez. If Gomez can get kind of going a little bit more,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I actually have that in my notes for the game on Saturday because I'm coming to Adrian Heath's defense. So
What?
I said
Whoa.
I said that I was gonna. If I said that I'm gonna say something later on,
yeah,
we need to make sure I actually say it later on because
Yeah.
3 episodes I've done this and I haven't. So
You
I'm
forget
gonna
about
say
it?
this later on.
it's the drinking.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the beer.
So, but
should-
yeah, you're right. I mean, he's done everything that we expect him to do.
Yeah, and we talked about this, and I'll just say it briefly again. The way they handled signing him, the talented guy that he is, they handled the signing like it was like nobody gives a shit. Like we signed this guy and we don't care. You know, I've been seeing all these commercials about that. Who's the woman who was on the that soccer team? I can't think of the thing. They've been doing all these commercials about her coming out and looking at the. I think Palestinian.
Yeah.
They've been doing all this stuff about her,
Yeah.
you know, and yet Quintero comes in and it's like, oh, it's just a new guy that we got, and we'll see how it goes, you know.
Well, you know, and actually, on a side note, do you know why she came here? Because I saw a lot of stuff about it, but nothing ever said why she was here.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I've watched
cool.
all the little thing. I mean, it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. But again, it's great that she's doing what she's doing. But Quintero is the guy who's going to lead our team to potentially the playoffs this year, and we treated his signing like it was no big deal.
Right.
Where was the package of highlights and hey, everybody have a good time and we're going to be great and blah blah? Nothing.
I remember that when you talked about it, but I kind of disagree. Let it go under the radar.
Why would you let it go on the radar, Johnny?
Why push it out there? Let him do his thing.
No,
the hype. When we
you
get
gotta have hype
athletes,
here.
Any sports team gets a player and it busts. Just let it happen.
Johnny, this is MLS though. We
This
are
is MLS,
We
yes.
we are the fifth wheel in this area.
Fourth
right now.
passing basketball very fast, but we will.
Well, no,
talk
we
about
are the
that.
fifth wheel in terms of
Yes, I know.
in terms of marketing and
And you know
viewership
what's
and
the
fans.
sixth? Lacrosse.
Yeah, 6.
We will have a team in blame. Trust me.
What I'm saying, Johnny, is the fact that you have
And I
when you
won't go
get
because I'm sick of lacrosse. By the way,
when you
I'm
sign
starting
big
to hate that sport.
when you sign big guys like this, you have to put it out there and let people know that you're doing
A
something.
big guy. Okay. What's big?
This is a big sign.
Okay, people aren't gonna. Okay, if you got a Ibrahimovic, okay, that's big. He'll sell himself. But I mean, what do you do?
You put out a package of him
Okay,
showing his
but-
highlights.
But
and doing
who's
things.
going to see the package besides the fans that go like Dave and you and
So-
Dave and Nels and
everybody.
I generally agree with John
Yes.
about the fact that I wouldn't push it
Hell
out
just
too
froze
much
over.
because I don't want to apply too much pressure to him.
But they did nothing.
However, I agree with you in the sense that they did nothing because he's, one, we have a large Hispanic population in this area. There are probably more Club America fans
Yeah.
in the Twin Cities than Timberwolves fans.
Yeah, probably.
So
Potentially.
I wanted to avoid saying
unless we
than
bring Wally
United fans, 'cause
Zerbiak
that
back
might be
into
true
the
too.
equation.
Yeah,
So, in my opinion, I think they should, like you said, they should have at least pushed something out because all of the Hispanic population that at least follows Liga MX,
yeah.
but also who are probably Club America fans being as big as Club America is, they would have probably liked to see that.
But don't you think they already know him?
Well, sure they do, but I'm saying put just a highlight package on Facebook saying, "Hey, we signed this guy." They didn't even do that.
Yeah.
There was nothing.
Well, did you knew who he was?
Not a clue.
Before he
But I
came
said,
in?
let's see what he can do.
I knew him just enough, but I didn't know.
Not even from FIFA.
I've
'cause I
seen
don't
him
play the Mexican
play
League 'cause we don't have
Champions
it.
League.
Jesus. Let's talk about FIFA. So, going back to the game, who was your man of the match in that game? I mean,
Bobby.
Bobby's the man of the match?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not to take anything away from Quintero,
No, and
but
I would.
I would say it was Bobby.
Because you texted me saying, it was in the chat, that if it wasn't for Bobby, yes, his distribution was horrendous, like we
Right.
talked about, but the saves he's doing lately,
Exactly.
it's just, I
He's standing
can't-
on his head.
It's
Yes.
yeah.
So Bobby's your man of the match for that one.
Yep.
So we got we got a nice draw out of that. We go to the next game, which is against Montreal, the Impact. We win that game 2-0. And I've noticed now in the last 2 games against Montreal, things have gotten a little chippy between us and Montreal. I don't understand it.
So I say that goes back to NSL days. They played in NASL 2010, 2011, and I think 2012. I can't remember if they went up to MLS in 2012 or if they were announced in 2012.
Sure.
They've always been that way. The number of times that we've played them in NASL, it's always been that team that just kind of self-destructs some point of time during the game.
Yep.
And it always kind of leads to that chippiness. I remember watching at least a few games with them where it's just kind of they're a physical team because they get frustrated, I think.
Yeah, and I've noticed the last 2 games we played against them, it's been like this chippiness of kind of, they get frustrated and then they're ticked off, and then there's...
which is very anti-Canadian. Mm-hmm. I mean, Canadians are generally friendly.
They're supposed to be nice people. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, most of them aren't Canadians, but we did
I would say
notice.
it's the French Canadian.
Yeah.
I think
French
that
Canadians
could
are
be-
bad.
That's true. Maybe not
Hold
to
on.
disparage French people, but maybe that's kind of
We can on today's day.
Well, we can, yes.
that might be kind of the thing. The French, I've never really met a French person who's been nice. Now,
Really?
mind you, I've only met about 4.
Okay.
But still,
That's a small
all
sample.
4 of them were not very nice.
Very small. No, hold on a
So,
second.
yeah.
So Dave Stevens used to live in Vermont. He used to go up to Canada every once in a while.
Montreal.
Montreal. That's French.
I've been up to
Canadian.
Montreal
It is,
once.
yes.
Are those people?
Province of Quebec.
Are those people like mean people?
Yeah, I don't want to throw the whole
Are they mean
whole
people, Dave?
province under the bus, because no, they aren't all mean people, but
They're
they
nice.
have that reputation, and you'll
Yeah.
see it enough to
Yeah.
justify that kind
Yeah.
of stereotype.
So it's
get,
the French.
You ever get beat up?
Well,
for
I
nothing?
spent
No,
about
never.
4 hours in Montreal. For the last, I was working in upstate New York.
4 hours.
I went to a Montreal Expos Brave games. The
Okay.
last season they
Expos,
played.
nice.
I went to the Olympic Stadium, whatever. And they seemed fine to me. Probably because somebody was coming to 5 of us in that stadium.
You were only 4 hours though.
Well, not including the journey.
They hadn't realized you. Yeah, they didn't thought it
Now,
was American.
how many people were talking in French and you didn't know what they're saying?
Yeah.
Well, at the baseball game, actually, they announced everything in French first, then English.
Right.
So now batting, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
then in English.
Well, sure.
That was kind of cool to experience. And then next thing you know, it's like, please don't take our team. And there was 10 people in the stadium.
Did you hear the word married a lot?
Yeah, married. Did you hear married?
No,
That's shit.
That means.
Oh, well, I guess.
That means
Shiza?
married tet, shithead.
I would hope you didn't hear Scheisse.
Scheisse.
Montreal.
Oh,
No, I
geez.
didn't.
I hope there's no German people listening. Scheisse. Come on.
So,
Let's start with that. So we played Montreal. It was 2-0. We won. Ramirez and Ibarra both scored.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman both scored.
They
Which,
delivered.
by the way, I finally figured out this morning. No, yesterday morning. Sorry. What you meant by that text about the NSL.
which one?
Because I responded back to you saying,
A league that doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, there's a league that doesn't exist
And I said,
anymore.
okay, I guess I'm.
And I was like, all of a sudden, Sunday morning, I'm like, oh, he was talking about the fact that Miguel and
Yeah.
Christian were playing, and it's,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what he's
it's the
talking
NSL.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they both